Charlie, I believe that
Yes.
we just discussed how your dream job was maybe going to be an archivist.
Yes. God, I
But
want it.
I have a new dream job that you could get, which would not only bring you closer
I
to
love
the
it when it's
garage.
someone else's dream and they make me do it.
That's really what I want in my dream job, is somebody else's dream, yeah.
What what is
I
it?
don't think that's what I
Expand
said.
expand my horizons. Just go for it.
So Texas has finally approved a high-speed train between Dallas and Houston.
Just in time for Pride Month, some high-speed rail.
And I'm certain that there are going to be several high-speed conductor positions open, Charlie.
I really just want to organize things in a bill. I know it's a stereotype, but I'm just not like there's something about names of things and like pointless details that like I can't retain, but like I can retain the like overarching ideas of every podcast I've ever listened to, so I could just like come up with a system of like organizing those, where it's like, another podcast about like I don't know, the failings of symbolism or something.
She's gonna invent the new Dewey Decimal System.
Yeah, that's the kind of like autistic I am. When it comes to trains and stuff, I listen to like Alice or something on like, well, there's your problem, just like rattling off train facts, and I'm like, I have no idea about any of this.
Although
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
can't
say,
keep
you
track
do
of any
have
of
a crass
this.
stereotype, assuming that one of our
Yeah,
artistic hosts is the one who wants to be a train conductor.
Look, I love a good model train, but I'm not like, but like I go to the model train store and they're like, let me help you get one that's like realistic, and I'm like, I just wanted the coal cars. I like them.
Yeah, I thought this was either going to be an autistic joke or a gay girl joke. I was like, where are we?
Yeah, if you happen to need the U-Haul from fucking Dallas to Houston,
There's no better
you've got
U-Haul
your
than a
set.
train, than a mail car.
I suppose not, really.
I was hoping I knew Charlie liked model trains. I didn't know if the high-speed train conductor was going to be a good pitch.
I
Now
don't
we know.
I don't have a big enough house. Like, we just have a 2-bedroom apartment. Like,
For a
I can't
high-speed train,
I can't do model training. I don't have
Well,
the
that's why we gotta
money
get
or
you-
the floor
that's why-
space. That's like a fucking like that's like a
the
garage
product
and a
of, like,
basement.
a bygone middle class.
Yeah.
that we don't have in this fucking country anymore.
I still have the model trains because I set them up at like Christmas and stuff, and I like having them up. But like, yeah, maybe it's just like a cling to hope that one day I will have more than 800 square feet to like fuck around in.
We'll just
Yeah,
get you a
Ronald
shed.
Reagan killed the model train guy.
Really
and we're all
did.
worse off for
Killed
it.
regular trains, killed model trains, like killed all of them. Actually,
Doesn't matter.
you can
We'll
track the
get-
downfall of model trains with the downfall of regular trains, I bet.
I don't know, Charlie, because I saw a lot of those Lionel Coin Bank fucking commercials in the 90s. So
Lionel Coin.
I have never heard of that. What?
you don't know anything
I
about
do not
Lionel
remember
Coin
those
Bank?
commercials.
Oh my
Not the
goodness.
Lionel Coin Bank.
Not the Lionel Coin Bank. Come on,
Lionel
anyway.
Coin Bank. I'm looking this up. I've never heard. I swear I've not seen this.
Anyway, tell me more about this high-speed rail, Houston to Dallas.
I was going to say we've kind of
That's it. We've exhausted it. It's just a fucking train.
no, we've kind of gotten past like the Ronald Reagan Republicans. Like, I think the last summer of protest finally kind of killed off all those people as like legitimate voices in the political system, which means that, thank God, even if
The
Texas
adults
is
are back
really
in charge.
I guess. Even if Texas is really fucked up, like, at least we're putting a high-speed train in, not a fucking Tesla tunnel or whatever the fuck.
Well, that is a lot better.
That's what Austin's gonna get. Yeah.
The Tesla tunnel. Yeah, no. Houston to Austin will be the Tesla tunnel, but Houston to Dallas, we're like, that y'all are fucking weird.
Okay, so they
Well, not
haven't built it yet.
Yeah, it's not
Nope.
even going to be from Houston to Austin. It's just going to be from one like
Houston to
it-
Dallas.
no, I mean this Tesla Hyperloop that they're going to have. It's not even going to be from one city to another. It's going to be from like one restaurant in Austin that sells deconstructed tacos in like mason jars to a place that sells gourmet s'mores.
Oh yeah, it's basically an HOV.
S'more May. It's
but
called.
but it's gonna take 8 years to put together.
I 100%, by the way, have eaten deconstructed tacos, and that's just called being depressed and eating whatever you have out of a jar.
Yeah, you can't really warm up the refried beans in a can. So you either eat it out of the can or you like plop that whole can-shaped thing of refried beans into a bowl and nuke it for like a minute and a half.
And then you just microwave that, and like the inside's cold, the outside is fucking boiling.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then you try to get the equilibrium by putting like this sour cream that is maybe a little too sour in it. You're like, oh well.
Oh no! See, when it's like microwaved improperly like that, because you can't do it without the outside being lava hot, you just sort of like squeeze it and massage it like you're fluffing a pillow or something, until like the inside and the outside kind of combine.
Gross. I love it.
Yeah, you put a bunch of sprinkled cheese all over the top, and then after you're done eating your taco, you like go to close the bag back, and you look in the bottom, and the entire rest of the bag is molded, but you couldn't see it because everything in the window.
The cheese
Well,
bag. Yeah.
Well,
of
no,
course,
not
of
only that,
course.
but you have the lights off. The only light on is
The
when you open
microwave
the
light.
fridge. Oh yeah, and the microwave light. That's right.
God, this is dour.
Psychic Dolphin Garage.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Psychic Dolphin Garage. I'm Zach, he, they.
I'm Bo, he, him.
I'm Dennis. He, they.
And I'm Charlie. My pronouns are she and her.
Well, congratulations everybody on all of those pronouns. We're so happy to hear
We
that
got
you
'em.
have them.
My mom picked him out for me.
Well,
I mean, she did.
I mean, you know, if you ever want to change them out, you don't gotta stick with what your mommy gave you, Bo.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you know, I've had him long enough that it's like, fuck it. Whatever.
That's a very
No need to
that's a
change
very like pre-cracked egg statement to make.
No, I've thought about it, and it's the way I think about my gender is like, it's like a total overhaul mod for like a game that like sucks, but it's like, yeah, fuck it, I keep playing it.
Eventually
Yeah, so
just
I
being
I
associated-
transitioned because I felt kind of like that.
Look, this entire podcast is just all the different points of
Egg cracking.
of egg cracking, of gender identity.
Yeah,
And
we're
that's
gonna get everyone.
I mean, look, you can either fucking just keep playing Fallout New Vegas with like a fucking 30 deep mod stack and hope it works out, or play a game that isn't made out of dog shit and like good intentions.
Yeah, and the thing is we're the perfect podcast for your full transition, because you start out as a bow, or you start as a Kelton, and then you kind of you move towards more of a bow, and then you're like a Zach to Dennis, and then at the far end you're like an Artemis or a Charlie, and we all get there.
Yeah,
That's how it works.
and eventually the entire podcast will be Artemis and Charlie's.
Exactly, and we will all
Gonna
be
get
named
ya.
Artemis or Charlie.
I don't know. I was telling Zach that I have the veil of being part native and having two-spirit available to me as an identifier.
Available.
There you go.
I don't
it's grayed
have
out
to.
for the rest of us.
Yeah, I don't have to. I'm like somewhere in between. It doesn't matter.
I don't think that's why people transition, is because they
No,
don't
no.
have that available as an option.
No, but it's like I feel no pressure then. I'm like, well, I could.
Yeah, I
but
don't think
at the same
people
time, I'm
transition because they feel pressure necessarily. I think there's a specific pressure they're
No, no.
feeling that is like,
Right,
I
no,
don't
no,
want
yeah,
this.
I think it's the the big trans lobby that puts out their burns Harry Potter copies and fucking is here to oppress gamers, and all the rest of that. I'm not
No.
gonna continue this.
Gamers deserve to be under my transgender boot.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
no. I was just I was just saying that there's I feel like in a lot of ways like queer identities are very Western and a Western way of thinking it. And
Oh,
I'm like,
absolutely.
I
There's
don't
plenty of
really,
that.
I don't really have to do that, right? Because I'm
Western,
not
like I'm wearing a fun little cowboy hat, right?
yeah, exactly. They're very like boot barn.
Western, like I'm listening to Orville Peck, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh,
a lot
God,
of
yes.
a lot of the labels and expectations are absolutely that, and they're absolutely, but more specifically, they're a response to the Western imposition of gender. not so
Right.
much Western in and of themselves completely. But
Right.
like often,
That's-
yes,
yeah.
you can be very, very still binary with it. You can keep everything pretty there's this thing with gender where it's like the way I look at it is like you just are kind of doing what you. It's like we have a bunch of traits that you know this awful culture we live in has just put into two boxes and says that's what goes in each box, and if you have those traits you are that. And the way to do gender is just dump both boxes on the floor and just like pick and choose and never make another box again. And if you want to call what you're doing something, that's great, that works. And you can even insist that like yeah, like, you know, because like I'm a trans woman, and it's like I'm not saying I am that box, but I'm like I would like to enjoy things of all these boxes and just call myself that thing and just fucking deal
So
with it.
a more organic way of looking at gender.
Yeah, I think the thing that feels like particularly like Western in that conception is like it's the born this way discourse that requires
Yeah.
like legal rights be something given to you because they are inherent within you, rather than like a thing people just like people should just have the freedom to do what they want to do.
Yeah, my gender.
And instead,
is,
I have to have been born this way if I want to have a legal right to be this way.
I feel like, all right, and this is a whole fucking like other rabbit hole, but I feel like a lot of that like discourse, it was a response to like early 2000s, like mid 2000s kind of like bigotry of like, oh well, like we can't change it, like this is just how it is, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, and
More than like anything from within, I guess the community, like.
yes,
And obviously, I was, you know, in fucking grade school at the time, so I, you know, this is kind of like looking back at it. So
Well,
I can't say for sure, but you know,
there's the secondary thing of like being really sure is what the medical establishment said. Like if you wanted to be trans, you know, 50 years ago, and you're like me, you know, I would have to have gone into a doctor and said like I want to like flatten my dick in the dick flattener so it cannot be there anymore, whether or
would-
not
they
you
would
feel
Disney
that
Dick
way.
Flattener.
And they would throw you in a padded room with a straitjacket on it and be like, okay, well, you're going to have to sit in here for at least 5 years before we figure it out. Is that okay?
Oh boy.
Right.
And
Well,
you
and-
say no, and you're like, well, too bad anyway, because it's the only option.
well, and also like part of the process is literally like, well, we'll allow you to have transition hormones, but first you have to literally pass in the world as the gender you want to be before we'll give them to you, which is
Yeah.
the fucking hardest thing you
yeah.
could ever do.
A Herculean task.
And
Yeah,
see,
which-
Yeah, what a
why-
real rat fuck that is.
Yeah.
This is
So,
why
like-
this is why my gender is just an unnecessarily specific subreddit around like 3 of my hobbies. Okay?
Our bimbofication.
Our bimbofication meets r/keyboards meets r/home lab.
Our destiny fails.
Not the streamer, fortunately.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
God.
that's a whole other fucking can of beans right there.
All right. Yeah, the beans.
That's the gender corner, by the way. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah.
Stop
Thanks
by.
for coming
Gender
to
corner.
There's a lot more there to talk about, but I'm always glad we touch on it a little bit.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, we're not all stupid. We're only a little stupid.
I.
Well, glad you're speaking for everyone.
Thank
Thanks.
No, I mean, as far as our show goes,
Yeah?
it's not all just fart and dick jokes.
Well-
Sometimes we actually talk about real things.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes we get distracted from the dumb idiot stories that we're doing because we just like hanging out with each other too much, and we are also trying to push off having to talk about Minneapolis, which is kind of in a media blackout right now because there had been protests I want to say for the last 2 months, at least, just like little stuff going on. There were some police murders. That is the police doing murders, not murders of police officers.
We should be so lucky.
And I believe this past week, a driver identified as Nicholas Kraus attacked a Winston Smith protest and killed one wonderful lady and injured several other people. There are now several felony charges filed against Nicholas Kraus, including second-degree intentional murder and 2 counts of second-degree assault with a dangerous weapon. He drove his vehicle into a car that was into a car that was protecting protesters on the sidewalk because the police are not, you know,
Doing
making
that.
any effort
yeah.
to protect
Obviously.
protesters, people that are exercising their rights, and also asking them to please not kill people. They're just kind of letting murders continue. Apparently, Kraus was intoxicated when he did this, so that's cooling and good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, I can't condone the you know, violence against protesters. Drunk driving, on the other hand, very cool and based. Of course, of course, of course. No, for real though, it is really fucked up that like this is just like a non, you know, it was very like, oh, like scandalous and stunning and fucking like, you know, very reported upon when you know, far right fucking anti-protester creeps were running people down with their cars as like a thing that was like happening. And now, you know, fucking 4 years post like the death of Heather Heyer, for instance, like it's just like, yeah, here's the thing that happened, and like a fucking, you know, like small news outlet like focusing specifically on political stuff. It's cool. It's a cool country we live in. Very
Yeah.
regular Overton window.
Yeah.
Very cool and interesting.
We got
and
this
good.
article from Unicorn Riot. Thank you, Unicorn Riot.
Yes, always.
Go
Yeah,
watch
they do a lot of good
Unicorn Riot.
reporting.
Support them. Whatever. They're pretty cool. You know, lefties doing independent journalism, which is both more journalism than we are.
And it's not on YouTube, which is good because everyone on YouTube has like stupid like poster brain.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
as
they
much
actually
as I
have their
really,
own nice
as much as-
website and everything.
No, it's
Like,
good.
yeah,
They have a website and then they give it to people with poster brain,
Yeah.
and then you
They
work your
stream on-
magic.
Yeah, they were streaming on Twitch for a long time. I don't know. I don't remember if they're banned on Twitch or not, but yeah.
I think they were actually for promoting violence because they were reporting stuff that was happening at protests. It was either Twitch or Facebook that they got banned off of for that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I should say banned on.
Yeah.
Banned from.
For
There you
covering
go.
protests, for being at protests.
Because there was violence on the screen, so I guess technically there was precedent to ban them, but you know, it is reporting.
You know what else has violence? Video games.
Yeah, I was about to say I definitely see a lot of violence on Twitch.
On Twitch, god damn it. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I feel like
Like obviously there's a difference between, you know, real life and fucking video game violence, but god damn.
No, that's not what I heard my entire childhood.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
yeah, Twitch, you know, has a very strict ESRB rating that it falls underneath of.
Oh, of course.
It
Our
doesn't-
news coverage
Yes,
is
how
rated
could I have
T for
forgotten that?
teen.
Oh boy, that's real life happening. Oh no, we can't cover the war crimes the U.S. is doing because it's just it's just M, and we can't broadcast anything that's rated M. So
That's a joke, but it's kind of not a joke at this
it's
point.
Yeah.
really not a joke at this point, unfortunately. But I mean, I guess if we want something that's kind of funny, Florida Representative
Yeah, yeah.
Deborah-
Lay it on us, Zach.
Deborah
please.
Wasserman Schultz, nearly struck by a vehicle that slammed into a crowd at a Florida Pride parade.
it could have been her.
Yeah.
Though.
So just to
in
not bury
Minecraft.
the lead on this, this one was not a far right terrorist attack, as you know most car accidents these days seem to be.
Car accidents.
Accidents, quote unquote. Fucking, this was just Florida being Florida.
Yeah, I would say, oh, I'm seeing a picture of this truck slammed into some shit. It's got a pride flag on it.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's
So what happened?
It was apparently an accident, and
Uh-huh.
someone did die.
Someone did die, and it wasn't Debbie Wasserman Schultz, unfortunately.
Which is the real
That's-
bummer
yeah,
here.
this
Would've
is the
been-
tragedy.
Would have been, you know, she could have, if only that Corvette
Sure.
That she was in. I don't know.
that she was in, whatever, you know, if only this vehicle that she was in had stopped the truck from slamming into
Yeah.
the nursery that it accidentally crashed into.
Yeah.
One of the only cars, you know, driving into a crowd at a gathering this week that was not on purpose. because there have been
Jesus.
several.
Oh
now.
wow.
And
Says
you don't.
it says he lost control of the truck after his foot became stuck between the gas and the brake. Oh wow.
That's an advanced level driving strat. If ever
This
I've seen
person
one.
must be drunk also.
Florida.
Absolutely.
Florida. I'm telling
Yeah.
you, it's just Florida. That's the common denominator here.
This just
It's like
happened.
a-
This is a looks like it's a Ram truck. I'd better be careful. I don't get my foot caught between the
Yeah.
the brake.
Is it
and
was
the
this
accelerator.
was this person's feet too big or too little? See, we don't know.
Ooh,
we need to
that
know
is
this
a good
person's foot
question.
size.
Something
because,
tells me
like-
they were maybe wearing clown shoes.
Yeah. Or but I mean, they also could have been in like this is a pride parade. They could have been in like strappy heels, like one of those
Oh,
lucite.
true.
See,
Yeah.
I was
you know,
just
'cause they were,
afraid.
like a drag queen
reading-
or something.
I was just afraid reading this headline that this was like someone testing out their new legislation. That's like, yeah, you can just run over someone that's in your way, and they're doing it just
Yeah,
like
because like
at-
every
You could-
state has that.
You,
now,
at a
yeah,
pride
you can just
parade.
run over gay people now. If you see gay people, you can just run over them.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Oh, they're protest. They were blocking my car. You know, in the crosswalk at the red light. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Now, I do want to clarify. I was joking that I wished it was Debbie Wasserman Schultz. I was joking, everyone. I don't
It
wanna
was
get
in
trouble.
Minecraft at least.
Yeah, it was in Roblox. But she is the person who's pretty instrumental in making sure that Bernie Sanders did not get elected back in what was it? I was gonna say 2016. Yeah, it would have been 2016.
Yep.
Yeah.
2016. 2020
And-
probably.
Now
But-
just
One
like
of the architects of the original rat fuck.
she had stepped down at that point as the head of the DNC or the DCCC. I don't remember what part she was in, but yeah, she was basically single-handedly the reason why Bernie did not get elected. Or
Yeah.
she helped quite a bit.
and now she's just forcing her way into pride parades so that like
She's not
I
even
don't know,
gay.
like cis gay men who were landlords and now get to come out, get to clap, wildly
Yes,
for her.
queen.
Well, don't worry. The news will not. Will the news won't. Blah, 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 blah. Don't worry. The news won't pivot to cover. Death and violence in the United States. It won't. It's locked firmly on our corporate summer activities. Now that everybody's out and about again, and
Yay.
keeping us well informed about not only the social issues that face us in an ever-changing world, but also kind of just ignoring the new COVID variant that is spreading and the plummeting vaccination rates.
It's a good combo, like really
Yeah.
just like, hey, let's like, sell the vibe that like everything's fine now. Feel free to come out and fucking, hang out without a mask.
Let's open up
if you're vaccinated or if you're just a liar.
Yeah, let's open up California with Minions and Optimus Prime. It'll be great.
Yeah. I apparently had to. I went to HEB the other day, and like nobody there is wearing a mask. It's like the sign's like, "Oh, if you have your vaccination, you have to wear a mask." It's like, sir, I don't think you understand what that mask does. Like, you'd be better off not wearing a mask if you weren't vaccinated and not showing symptoms, because then at least you are 2 weeks away from knowing that you were carrying it. If you're vaccinated and you pick up COVID, you could just be spreading it around without knowing it because you wouldn't have
Damn
goddamn
straight.
symptoms.
Everything over here is about half and half, especially in Orange County. Pretty much no one's wearing a mask.
Yeah,
But
I've
I
been
was
going to the
in
Chinese.
LA.
I've been going to our Chinese market. Everybody there wears a masks. I love
Yeah,
it.
I was in LA County recently, and just like parts of it, and people, it's like about half and half. And then here in Orange County, other than at like H Mart, where a majority Asian population is, no one was wearing a mask. Like pretty much no one.
Oh,
Sam and I are like the only ones that wear masks.
Yeah, we're seeing like like a month ago here it was like 50% of people are still wearing masks, but now it's I would just guess like 20%. I'm literally just going out the exact same amount I was during the pandemic because I just don't go out too much to places.
Yeah.
So like it's just a bummer because like every like couple of weeks I go out to a place or maybe and then I look and there's just less and less everything. It's very bad.
yeah.
Yeah. Which again, great if you're vaccinated, but the numbers say
Great if-
that's petering out, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
this,
Biden's goal was
it's-
70% vaccination by 4th of July,
Ah,
and
it's-
he is not going to make it.
Weird that they
No.
like just every like a bunch of states offering like a lottery jackpot didn't do it. Like that's so weird.
I mean, it did in California. It did.
It
boost
did
numbers
bump
up,
everywhere a little bit when they do it, yeah.
Oh.
But you know what freaks me out about that? How like
What?
it just everyone's just like it's normal when like I receive a letter in the mail that says like if you're vaccinated you could win $1 million, and I'm like, oh cool, how do I enter? And they're like, you already did. If you were vaccinated, the state government just received your medical information without your permission. Just don't worry about it.
Oh, see, I figured they already had my permission because I have state insurance, so it's like, they know. How to do it.
Well,
They,
I have
they know how much prep I'm taking. They know. They know.
Yeah,
how many times I've seen
again,
my
the state's
therapist.
still not supposed to know that. That's still handled by the place you go.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
I think
it freaks me out when they send me a letter saying we sent your medical information to the government. Like, what? The fuck?
I figure they already did that because I get my insurance through the government.
Dan,
They
it doesn't
need to
make it
know.
okay
Whatever-
that they did that.
Whatever of the
I
three
know,
big
but I'm not
databases
like I'm not
exist-
freaked out about it. That's just it.
I'm
No, it's
not.
not better.
I'm not worried because they already spy on me, and I learned to live with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
of the three
I'm kind
da-
of ambivalent at this point when it
Ah!
comes to that.
Whichever of the three databases exist that your medical information is in, they can already just like search it. It's in there. It's in the big, web page that Biden opens up in the morning.
It's
And
bad.
when it has it has an "I'm feeling lucky" search like Google does. But
Yeah.
It just brings up random citizens' information, and
I do feel
Just to s-
better. I do feel better that like the state has this information, and I'm like one of like millions and millions of people that live in California.
Sure.
As opposed to like my boss who has it, who I work with like 5 other people.
No, like when it comes to state-run healthcare, like don't get me wrong, I'm not opposed to this by any stretch, but the idea that like the state will just give it to other parts of the state who have no right or reason to look at it
yeah, as
because
soon
they
as-
invented a reason.
Yeah, as soon as the
That's
as soon as the
concerning.
coronavirus, panel has access to that. the FBI also has access to it, and so does, the Department of
Is that
Department
true?
of Transportation for some reason. I don't really.
No, he's making this up. But
That's
also,
really
like,
believable because like if they're doing like information sharing in a pandemic is good, and
Okay, but
I
information
should have
sharing-
had a say in it.
Yeah, but information sharing in between government offices is almost non-existent.
Information sharing with the FBI is bad.
Yes.
The FBI should not have any information. They should just be like 6 guys in a room who are never allowed to be let out.
The funny thing about this too is just going off this article from the Guardian, at least, that a lot of these lotteries just don't work. Like people don't give a shit.
Yeah,
If I wanted
it's
to
like
win the lottery, I'd buy a lottery ticket.
Yeah, that's true.
No, you have so many better. That's just it. You have to teach people about statistics. You have so many better chances of winning it if you live in a state like Ohio than you do winning the lottery because it's like throughout the entire country. That's why I'm like, ooh, I still have a chance to get this $1 million from California. They haven't called it yet, I don't think. I have a much better chance than buying a lottery ticket.
That's true. That's true. I don't know. Everybody that's gonna get vaccinated like willingly has gotten vaccinated. That's the problem. Like you like saying that 70% of Americans want to get vaccinated is incredibly stupid or incredibly like
Naive.
Like you either have to be absolutely idiotic to believe that, or you just have to like have no grounding to reality at all. Fortunately, we have a president with both of these traits.
Hell yeah.
So
Enough faith in the American people to think that we're going to be 70% vaccinated by the 4th of July. Not enough faith to legalize weed.
oh God. Well, what if everybody in the country accidentally just smoked too much weed and got marijuana hyperemesis, whatever the throwing up disease is.
That's
The
called
throwing up
Caesars.
disease.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, whatever the thing is where you smoke too much weed and then you just like throw up uncontrollably for like months at a time.
Months.
Wow. I don't know about this one. Are you sure it's real?
I did not know this was a thing.
Maybe it's just like a couple weeks. It's like it's like people that are doing concentrates and like dabs, like very high content THC content stuff.
Just filling your body with so much THC that like
There's only
you reject yourself.
Yeah.
is what you're telling
yeah.
me.
There's only
Okay,
so
I'm
much you
Googling
can process. At a
Marijuana
time.
throwing up disease.
I mean I think.
Oh,
that'll get you
here
the
it
result.
is. First hit.
Marijuana
Cannabinoid
throwing up disease.
hyperemesis syndrome.
Hyperemesis, yes. I got the
Emesis.
hyperemesis part.
Ongoing nausea. Oh wow.
This sounds yucky. I don't want this.
Oh, it's very bad.
How long does this last? Jesus.
Does cannabinoid hyperemesis syndrome to go away?
Let's see it, folks. Let's get some answers.
Usually within 48 hours, the nausea and vomiting subsides. You enter the recovery phase. Recovery may range from days to months and is associated with cessation of cannabis use.
Okay, so if you keep
well,
smoking, you
that's-
keep throwing
that's
up.
lame.
Yeah.
So you could just stop.
Yeah.
You need to take a tolerance break anyway, folks.
Yeah,
Just,
it says-
just
Just
chill.
smoke mids.
It says it's a condition that is rare and occurs in daily long-term users. Like,
Yes. If you live
I'm
in
not-
a
I'm
legal
not-
state, Charlie, and you smoke weed all day, every day, Charlie, and you're doing very high, high dosages of this stuff because your tolerance is really high, Charlie.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Look, I got a puke button on the mic, so you don't know it. You don't hear it.
Doesn't show up in the Audacity.
Terrible.
Oh, you think I do way more drugs of many different types than I do?
You're the only one that lives in a legal state, Charlie. Well, Dennis.
Wait, what about
No,
California?
I
I
do
thought
t-
California
yeah, I live-
was medical only. Is it recreational?
No.
Oh,
No,
well.
you can just
Yeah.
go to like the store.
Oh.
I could literally go across the street and just get some weed if I wanted
Yeah,
to.
well, I could get some Delta 8 if I wanted to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but, like,
great.
Yeah.
What
like,
the fuck is that?
It's fucking fake weed, not weed from the gas station.
Oh.
It's
It's
the
Ju-
best we've got.
So it's jewel weed.
it's fake bake. It's new fake bake, but it's not
Isn't that
actually
stuff like
fake
really
bake.
dangerous?
No, it's
Probably.
just
I
like
don't
different-
hear good things about people ingesting research chemicals of any sort.
I mean, I did a bunch of research chemicals, but
And now you run a podcast.
All right, you're right, you're right. But I'm here with y'all, so
I only ever heard of horror stories of people doing like the fake gas station weed.
yeah, fake bake was very bad. Fake bake was really terrible for a long time. Delta 8,
Yeah, this is different. I'm overstating how shit it is. I've heard it's okay.
everyone says that Delta 8 is okay. It's just like a different. It's a different.
it's a different strain, bro.
It's a different like specific compound that comes from like the stem instead of the flowers or something.
Yeah, and that makes it fine for some reason because Texas is
It's
stupid.
legal because it's not the specific compound that they ban.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like
Again,
it's like how they can ship you like psychedelic mushroom spores through the mail because there's none of the compound that's banned in them. But then if you like grow them or eat them, it's illegal.
Exactly.
That's fucking. I hate it. I hate it.
actually
I hate
as
the
fuck.
drug war.
I like
Actually, though, in
it's
most
both-
places, if you could find like psychedelic mushrooms and you just eat them, like if you find them naturally, that in most states that's not illegal.
Yeah.
But don't you have to like say you didn't mean to?
Yeah, but like
Oh
They get-
shit! I thought these were shiitakes.
I thought it was the
Now all of a sudden I feel a oneness with the universe. What the fuck?
yeah, just
the TikTok yesterday. Oh, what you got there? Are these edible, God? Well, some of them are. Some of them also send you to space. Well, how do I know which one? Well, you just gotta eat them. Huh.
I mean, not to
Uh-huh.
make like the same like fucking dumb mycology dad joke, but fucking every mushroom is edible at least once.
please research any things before you go foraging, everyone. If you take anything away from today's episode.
Yeah, no, I think about that a lot. I think about all of the things we eat that are edible and all of the things that we eat that are like edible under the right circumstances, and I think to myself, how did we figure that out? And then I remembered the pile of corpses of people who just ate one and it was over.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
everyone was
Oh.
like, we can't do that.
We can't do that again.
Yeah.
But like the stuff that we found out is edible only after cooking is the stuff that is interesting to me. The stuff that you eat raw and you don't die from, that makes sense to me because you saw like a fucking bear eat it and you're like, well, I could eat it. I kind of look like a bear.
Also, it's probably not like that. It's probably more like it's just people eating small amounts of things a little bit at a time to see how it goes because they're just like, I don't know, like I just keep like we've all seen someone get really violently ill off of the food before, so let's just take each new one carefully and see if it works. It's probably something more like that, but I'd like to think there's just like we stand on the shoulders of giants who've just been like they just see like a red sphere hanging off a tree and they eat it and like a tenth of them die.
I'm no
at some point-
sociologist or anthropologist or biologist, but I'm pretty
Ethnobotanist,
certain
yeah.
that
You don't have a doctorate or a
specifically-
degree of any kind,
I'm
so
pretty certain that in primate groups, like the oldest ones would eat the new food first because that way the young ones don't die.
Are we
I mean, I
turning
guess
into
that-
Joe Rogan?
I guess
Yeah.
that makes sense.
yeah, it's
When were we not
evolutionary
Joe Rogan?
science.
When were we not Joe Rogan, Bo? I know for a fact that it's the oldest ones that try it first because, they're the least useful to the primate group. Anyone want to refute me? No? Fuck you.
Yeah, no. So Soylent Green is the sort of the end stage of that system.
I'm not. I'm
We-
not
we
here
just
for
eat
this,
the elderly.
For this monkey ageism you're doing, but whatever. Fine.
Jesus.
What the fuck were we talking about?
Oh, Joe Biden.
We're talking about
Yeah, speaking
we're talking
of
about
speaking
coronavirus,
of,
which is still
terrible
happening.
Old fucking yeah.
Yeah, no, but if we're gonna be the Joe Rogan podcast, then we're also gonna talk about this the TED Talk girl.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
TED
know-
Talk girl.
I know that everyone has seen the tomato post. Has everyone seen the tomato? I know Charlie hasn't.
No, I
seen the
have.
tomato
I
post.
The
haven't.
tomato. What the fuck are you talking about?
The tomato post.
This isn't linking me to anywhere.
The guy that the guy.
Oh, there it
that-
is.
The guy that made the post, like, how are you
What's
poor
the-
if you buy 5 tomatoes and then you plant those? You
Oh,
get
that-
260
Oh,
tomatoes.
I did see that post. Yeah, yeah. Like we're so tired of being. Isn't it? It doesn't suck for you to be poor. I have no understanding of how like access to land is actually the entire crux of the entire system we live under.
Just
like-
farming in general, like
I calculated
It's
it out
what it
based
is.
on the diameter of a tomato pot. A tomato pot being like 8 inches. It's like 400
Yeah.
acres if you just have
Jesus.
solid
Jesus, that's
tomato pots.
a lot of fucking tomatoes.
Yeah.
No, okay, what this is, and this is 100% like dumb shit you get from this podcast. What it is it's Stardew Valley by way of Factorio, and it fucking sucks.
I just love it. It's like those fucking like startups that are like, I'm going to make it so every like cubicle worker can grow a tomato plant and a lettuce on their desk, and that's going to solve the farming problem because you can just eat that.
Well, no, that means you can pay them less because that way, like, they're not buying lunch.
Yeah.
They don't need lunch breaks either.
You're right. You can just hollow out a tomato, sprinkle some lettuce in there, maybe salt it if you have been paid recently, and then good to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah,
rat
my
fuck
99
that
cent
is.
Morton salt is gonna make or break my budget this month.
It is once you start getting paid less.
Yeah, no, the real thing that they do though is they sell the the grow lights to the companies that manage those buildings. That's where they're really getting money from. Like they're losing money selling the little planters that grow lettuce and tomatoes. They're making
you
money
go.
by forcing all those big buildings to install grow lights so that they actually get the right sunlight to grow.
Yeah,
inside
that's
of
a
that
whole other
office
fucking can of
building.
beans right there.
Yeah, if you take anything away from this episode, gender is a social construct, and you
Thanks for
can
coming to
figure it
the
out
Gender
any way that you
Corner.
want to. Always research before you go foraging, and you can grow
Yeah.
a lot of tomatoes as long as you have a lot of space.
Yes. So
Cool.
TED Talk.
TED Talk girl.
Super capitalist tomato dude aside. Apparently, there's a 10-year-old girl giving a TED Talk about how she can't wait to be an adult so she can work, and how she's all ready to go into this hustle culture stuff. And it's a very shitty TED Talk because it's a 10-year-old, and it's a very shitty TED Talk because it's fucking motivational speech bullshit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
TED Talks by nature are annoying, but it's
Some of
even
them
more
are
annoying when a
interesting,
10-year-old.
Like the fucking the beatboxing one, very cool. This one, not very cool.
No.
I'm watching this, and I
We
think the
should
thing
be
that
so
scares
lucky.
me the most about it is the fact that this kid has literally learned like every single hand motion you need to do in order to give a TED talk.
Well,
That's like
see,
fucking.
here's why I think this is the case, Charlie. Turns out TED Talk Girl's dad is a Scientologist.
Oh, you know what I found at the thrift store yesterday when we went for my birthday?
Dianetics.
Yeah. I found a Blu-ray that explains to me with a booklet how to actually do Dianetics to people.
Oh, Charlie's gonna get clear.
I know, right? Well, no. See, the thing is this thing assumes I'm already clear. So, like, I get the secrets.
Oh man.
Doing that. Yeah.
Tens of thousands of dollars.
Yes,
wow.
yes. I just happened to find, like, maybe this Blu-ray is from someone who did that.
Wow, and you're gonna learn Eastern philosophy too, Charlie.
I
Goodness.
guess.
Um,
Does that happen to me when I do Scientology?
That's part of Dianetics. I think they're gonna like talk to you about like Zen, like as a really big buzzword, but like
I will
No,
say,
it's-
reading through the booklet, there's so much jargon.
can't
It's
condone
only
the,
jargon. That's
yeah,
all it
violence
is.
Against protesters. Drunk driving.
It's
on
so
the internet
bad.
is very cool and based. Of course.
If
No,
anyone
for real,
wants like a
it is
really
it is
good,
really fucked up
very
that like this
in-depth,
is just like a
uh,
you know, it
idea
was
of
very
how to,
like
become clear
oh,
from
like
a
scandalous and stunning
non-Scientologist
and fucking
perspective,
like
I suggest
you know
listening
very
to
reported
the
upon when
gigantic
you know
miniseries
far right fucking
about
anti-protester
investigating
creeps
the
were
Scientology by
running
Owen
people
Ross
down
and
with their
Carey.
cars.
It's very good. But
Anyways,
anyways,
like a thing that was
turns
like,
out
shit
this
about
guy-
now, you know, fucking
this
4
guy
Yeah,
years
it turns out
post,
this-
real estate.
post like the death of Heather
He's a
Heyer,
real
for
estate
instance.
guy that
Like
got
it's just
rich
like
They all
yeah,
are.
he's
Motivational
and,
speeches
like, a
where he
fucking,
promises to give
you know,
you the secret to
like
getting rich.
small news
But
outlet.
the
like,
real
Fox
secret is that he
and all
charged you
stuff.
$10,000.
It's cool.
To get a
It's a
ticket
cool
to see
country
him.
we live in. Very regular Overton window.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I feel like yeah. I think it's actually interesting that that there are people that can actually like take loans out and like spend a loan going to his conference and learning this shit. And that's who he's really taking advantage of. Like, sure,
Yeah.
you get rich people that are dumbasses that go to this stuff, kids that have too much money, but he's like people like that ruin people's lives because they convince people that they're selling them something, and they literally like we have a system built to enable people to put themselves, you know, into tens of thousands of dollars of debt by going to school, you know, first, but also by, you know, taking out loans and doing dumb shit like this.
Yeah, at least it. Yeah, at least if you go to school, you could argue that like you learned something. Like, sure, my education did cost me a
You
lot
know
of
what else
money,
has
but I wouldn't
violence?
change it for
Video
anything. It was,
games.
you know, I definitely did learn a lot.
On
and I
Twitch,
became a much better
goddammit,
writer
yeah.
because of the challenge that I had to go through. Did I have to necessarily pay
I mean,
all that
obviously,
money?
there's a difference between you know
I
real
don't
life
know,
and fucking
but
video game violence.
it
but
helped me because I'm the kind of
goddamn.
person who is in that, who learns in that
Yeah, but
kind of structure.
you didn't do
Yeah.
you didn't do Scientology, and now like how many incredibly smooth real estate agents do you know?
Ah, you're so right, Charlie. God damn it.
Look, someone has money, and it's not you.
Oh, of course. How could I have forgotten that?
Yeah, you're right. I only live 2 train rides away from Big Blue, the big huge Scientology center in LA.
You ever wonder what that second spirit in you is?
It's a Thetan. No, yeah. If anyone wants me to go down to, because there's a lot of Scientology centers around.
Yeah,
there's a
yeah,
couple.
lay
in
it-
Orange
lay
County-
us-
there's
lay it
at least
on
one
us,
in Orange
Zach,
County. There's
please.
a lot in LA County. If someone wants me to go and like tell you how it all goes, do that little free personality test, and I get a hold on to the tin cans, I'll totally do it.
Yeah.
Just pay for
So
my train
just
ride.
to not bury
Is
the
is
lead
is,
on
is the
this,
tin can test free?
This one,
Yeah.
was
Oh,
not
first one's
a
always free, you're
far-right
right.
terrorist attack,
Uh-huh, the
as
first one's always free.
most
That's how
car
they get
accidents
ya.
these days seem to be. This, accidents, quote unquote. Fucking, this was just Florida being Florida.
There is not nearly enough electric current flowing through your body to make the machine needle
Yeah,
go up.
yeah.
Like we need to absolutely make you so much more conductive.
Yeah. Yeah.
We need
Which is
piercings.
the
We
real,
need to wet
the
you
real
down.
banger here.
We need lightning to be able to want to strike you.
If you're also gonna pay for my nipple piercings, go right ahead. Train ride nipple piercings.
Sure.
And I'll put those tin cans right directly on those nipple piercings.
If you do that and record it so we can hear what they say as you do it,
They're like,
please.
I will do my very best.
Yep.
And it's just that episode of South Park all over again.
They just flip open to page 7,000 of like whatever
That's
the
an advanced
Dianetics
level
book is,
driving,
and it's like, oh my
strat
god, that's
if ever
it.
I've seen
You've
one.
done it.
Florida. I'm telling you, it's just Florida. That's the
Oh my god. Oh my god. All right. Well, I think if you've made it this far, you know what? You are worthy to be called a true comrade.
Something
We would like
tells me
to
they
shout
were
out all of
maybe
our
wearing clown
patrons,
shoes.
especially Scott, for contributing to our highest tier that no longer exists. But thank you, Scott, for the
Oh,
Dianetical
true,
tier.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Scott.
We
You
really-
have gone clear.
Yeah, you really make this podcast worth doing. Also,
Yeah, 'cause, like,
Jorge,
every state
Tim,
has
Laura,
that now, yeah.
Phosphorus, Aaron, Alex, Alan, Brady, Broobs, Caleb, Eli, Harmony, John, Lizzie, Mellon, Olive, Richard, Rufus, Samantha, Dr. Sophia, the brilliant Dr. Fly, Tyler, the Reverend Lawn Gnome, and Dylan. Thank you all so much for supporting us. Yeah.
Way to go, Dylan.
Thank you to our newest patrons, Aaron, Samantha, and Dylan, for joining the Patreon crew. Your support means a lot to us. It means that we don't give up on the podcast because you haven't canceled your subscriptions yet. So
Don't threaten people like that.
One of the
Seeing
architects
new
of the original
subscribers
Rat Fuck.
breathes new life into me for at least 3 more weeks before I need more.
God.
This is Father's Day. You don't want to make me. You don't want to make Podcast Daddy upset.
Exactly. Terrible. All right. Thank you so much for supporting us. I mean, it does mean a lot to see that people
It really does. We love
give
you.
us money. Jesus.
Forehead kisses.
Forehead kissies. We have to wake up every morning and give kissies to all of our Patreons. So if you want to become a Patreon subscriber, remember that we have a $5 a month tier that gives you access to all of our shows, all of the content that we put out there, and I guess going forward, I don't care if you don't even subscribe to the Patreon and you want an episode,
Yay.
Yeah.
I will send you
We'll make it
every
easier.
audio file raw, unedited. You can edit it together yourself and release fan cuts.
This is the Nintendo strategy. Oh, you think you want a new Mario game? Fine, fucking make one yourself, then, bitches.
Mario.
It's a good combo, like really just
10
like
million
hey,
fan-made
let's sell the vibe that like everything's
And,
fine
and just
now.
like Mario
feel
Maker,
free to come
all
out
of the
and,
fan psychic
fucking,
dolphin episodes will just
hang
be
out without a
brutal,
mask,
non-stop and
if
grueling.
you're vaccinated or if you're just a liar.
Oh.
So
Wow. Well,
there are some other great things that you can get with our Patreon. You can get other than our exclusive episodes, which you should listen to because we have some really cool interviews with some interesting people like labor organizers and things like that. But you can get our D&D podcast, Dolphins and Garages, 2 episodes earlier than everyone else. I don't know. It's a lot. It's a fun show.
yeah, Kelton has thrown some
it's
Gigo content up there before.
Oh yeah, Kelton. Yeah, Kelton's up there
Damn
with Gigo as
straight.
well.
Yeah, so Sonic High School.
Sonic.
Yeah, it'll come.
Yeah,
It fucks.
and so will we
And
because it's a
yeah.
very sexy show.
Yeah.
All together though, like, sorry if you're like listening to it at like work or like at the library or something. It's
hit or miss.
Yeah.
just orgasm echoes through the universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the binaural beats, the ASMR. There's I don't know how to change ASMR on the fly here because we're kind of just we're going at it, but I'm sure there's something a sexier way to say ASMR that also references.
You whisper it.
Well,
you whisper it and you crinkle something. Wait, I can do this. Thank you for listening, everyone. We really appreciate you coming.
Great
to
if
the
you're
show.
vaccinated, but the numbers say that's.
bye all.
Bye everyone.
Bye.
Howdy, y'all. Don't forget to follow our link tree in the show notes to discover new things like our Discord, social media platforms, and all the places where you can listen to our podcast. Word of mouth is the best way to introduce us and other leftist creators to friends, family, coworkers, your AA buddies. Community is about more than hot takes online. And if you want to support our efforts, you can donate to us at patreon.com/psychicdolphingarage, which is spelled how it sounds. Hope to see you on the stream tonight. Enjoy this music by JJ Demon.
How the fuck I still got a full head of hair? Not a single gray. Fuck the cops, family first, every single day. Bringing a charm when I ring the alarm. My arms got a box cutter insignia. We gotta abolish ICE, we gotta abolish ICE, abolish it. No need to apologize, the Holocaust apologists. For no reason we colonized the land and put up monuments. Dope needles, dollar signs, the globe stands in astonishment. I hope there'll be a punishment. I really wanna get bloody. I really wanna stand in judgment of anybody taking money from anybody in the struggle. Anybody on a budget. Poor people getting 10 to 20 for some dumb shit. Corporations incorporating a bloodlet. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words.